Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your November 1st through 15th, roughly, reading. So let's jump in. I've already shuffled and meditated on your sign, and I pulled some cards. I'm gonna start by reading them from the book. These two animal cards, and I look at these as sort of an overarching thematic energy to keep in mind as we move through the rest of the spread. And also to keep in mind as we move through the next couple of weeks. So I'll read them from the book and then I'll give you my intuitive 2 cents. So we have the bee and the crow. And they want to come out together side by side. So there's this working together of some kind. You know, they're working together, these energies. Alrighty. And intuition is coming up very strong. So this focus on your intuition as a means, as sort of that guiding light forward. You're really, I feel like your intuition is particularly loud and strong. So here we go. This speaks to it. The crow. Spiritually strong, creative, watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the 3 realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their life with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, psychic, strong, clear. When out of balance, ungrounded, hypersensitive. To bring into balance, daily meditation practice. So intuition, and spirituality is coming up strong. And there was another sign, I forget, might have been, I don't remember which sign, but spirituality is a bit of a theme. It feels this month for a few signs. Okay, the bee. The bee. Earnest, hardworking, democratic. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities, until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. When in balance, content, active, vibrant. When out of balance, overworked, annoyed. To bring into balance, mini vacation. So yeah, this energy that's working together, I feel like it's this combination of sort of using your intuition and then putting it into action. And there is this activity. There's this healthy, and because activity is coming up so strong with this card, I feel that, and it feels quite healthy. I feel like there's a little bit of this, almost this daring approach to your process and moving forward. You're really, it's a little bit, it reminds me kind of the last reading for you all, where you are sort of pushing some limits. You are getting out of your comfort zone in certain areas. And I feel like your intuition has been guiding you to do so, and you have been following that call. And it's really, it's creating this new color, this new sense of productivity in your life that is picking up quickly, and productivity and capability. And it's almost like, I just heard, it's all up in the air. And it's almost the feeling that I'm getting with that is as you're sort of expanding your horizon and you're trying these new things and you're sort of going to the beat of your own drum and you're pushing your limits in a healthy, constructive, playful, exciting way, it's all up in the air. It's all possible. You know, you're sort of seeing all of this different potential, all of these opportunities come forward, and you're mixing and matching, I just heard. So whatever that means. There's also this community effort to a degree. So I feel like friendship is coming up strong, support systems. I just heard rallying around you. So there is this sense of community effort, community engagement, and feeling greatly supported by that. So let's keep these in mind as we go ahead and pull the rest of these. Okay. So, and also on the bottom of the deck, we have, and there's something else I want to just point out here, because it does feel like what's kind of coming up around this is this image of an onion, of sort of, it's almost like residue, or washing off the residue. So I feel like there's whatever residue or buildup you sort of felt you may have accumulated over the years. It was sort of wearing on you. You're peeling that all back. So it's like this really refreshing, but new and clean. So there is sort of a little bit of exposure there as well. But it is this, you're getting to the core. You're really reveal, exposure. So these words are coming up. So there's something about this being a revealing time, an exposing time. But more than anything, it's like almost that speaking to the sensations that might be experienced as you're continuing to try new things and express yourself, is what I just heard. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card, and on top of that, the Two of Cups. So I feel like for many of you, I'm looking at partnership dynamics, and it could be romantic, or it could also be, I also, with the Death card behind that, I feel like there are new people coming into your life, new people and experiences coming into your environment pretty rapidly. And you're taking to it like a bee to a flower. So it's something that you'll find is really nurturing and nourishing for you. Okay. There is this, so there is kind of this coming out energy with this. And it feels very conscious. The crow speaks to immense consciousness. So it's almost like this mindful creativity that as a means to express and explore yourself. And there is this look at, and also with the crow, I feel like there is sort of this emphasis on using your voice. So your expression, you're cultivating your sense of expression, your unique expression, very mindfully. Okay, the focal point of the reading, we have the Father of Cups reversed, crossed by the Son of Swords. Interesting. And then in the recent past here, okay, here we go. The Six of Swords and the Seven of Wands. And then anchoring the spread, we have Temperance. Beautiful. And then carrying us into the near future here, we have the Seven of Swords reversed, okay. And then crowning the spread, we have the Mother of Pentacles reversed. And then this represents your general energy as well. We have the Ace of Swords reversed, okay. And then in the environment, we have Judgment, beautiful. So this is sort of all this new energy coming in. And this really kind of coming into your own element. And letting the past go. So the layers are peeling away. But here we go, some more. We have the Hopes and Fears, Four of Wands, beautiful. And then carrying us into mid-November here, we have the Ten of Wands. Wow. And then I'm using Colette Baron Reid's A Good Tarot, and let me know if you like this. But just one card, it's such a beautiful deck. And you have the Sun carrying you into mid-November. That is stunning. Okay. So, the Father of Cups crossed by the Son of Swords. So the Father of Cups, we have this scorpionic, or Pisces, this water energy, this emotional energy. And it's with coming up reversed, I feel for many of you that I'm looking at this suppression of your emotional wealth and well-being, I just heard. So it feels, and creativity. So there's this suppression of creativity when we're looking at that water energy. And I feel that this is speaking to the past, but it's also what it's, with the Son of Swords crossing it, there's that breaking out from that. So there is this sort of, this troubleshooting your way forward consciously and creatively to open yourself up creatively. To open up your creativity creatively. So it's like, so there are just so many different ways that I feel that this is going to show up. It's just almost like you're just doing things differently than you have done in the past. And it's not all clear. It doesn't all totally make sense. Like it's a little bit, you don't quite know what the color is yet of these things, but you're going for it. You're trying. And with this effort, and in this sort of this effort, this sense of strength and capability and fearlessness, I just heard, is beginning to build in you. And rooting the spread, we have temperance. So there has been this like burning, this purification of yourself, your system, and your environment. And it feels quite, it feels like it really is, this mental energy, so this mental purification, but actually, this also feels like a purification of the body. And also, there is this sort of rooting this, I feel like, that there has sort of been this need, this urgency to get to the bottom of something, to break through. And it feels like a very personal endeavor and something of great importance to you and connected to your creativity. So in the recent past here, 2 cards wanted to come out. The Son of Wands, no. The 7 of Wands and the 6 of Swords reversed. So there is this departure that is often associated with this card. And I feel that, again, sort of we're looking at this, it's almost like you were right on the precipice of taking a leap. And now you're now beginning to sort of venture out of bounds a bit. And it's showing this in the recent past as well. So I feel like this has been a process for you. This has been something that you have been exploring. And the feeling I'm getting with this is where you felt somewhat alone in an endeavor, in a process, in wherever you are, wherever you were in your life, at whatever point where you felt like I was sort of, it's almost a sense of like, I feel like I'm kind of the only one going through this. I sort of feel like I'm, just trying to keep my head above water. And now it feels as though there is this support that is circling around you. And it's as you sort of are raising yourself from this, I want to say darkness. The lights are coming on. As you strengthen that light within, you're seeing just how much support there is around you. And support in creative activities, support in people, support in resources. But there is also this, what I feel, like in the recent past, I'm looking at something that has reinvigorated this sense of capability in you, has lit that fire again, has reminded you of who you truly are. So in the recent past, there's something that you have engaged with that has reflectively reminded you or taught you about what you're truly made of. So the Son of Swords is swooping in and carrying us so specifically, so mindfully, carrying us into the Seven of Swords reversed. So we're looking at the Seven of Wands, the Six of Swords reversed, into the Seven of Swords reversed. So there is this progression, and it's slow and steady. And it's, again, it feels a little out of bounds. It feels a little bit like you're, pushing the limit. It feels quite analytical, but also a little bit like, it feels quite free-spirited, almost a little reckless, but not reckless. It just feels like, it just feels different from what you've done in the past and what people know you to, like, the sort of things that people have maybe known you to do and have identified you with and associated you with. So, so there is this, it's so funny with this little fox creeping out. It kind of feels like, that sort of you, like you're throwing yourself in these circumstances, in these situations, and then you're sort of like looking and you're saying, what's this like? How does this feel? Does this resonate with me? Does this not? So it's all this kind of process of getting to know yourself, and this self-nurture, and this, it's this exploring and this curiosity around, I just heard, what makes you sing. So, what you want to create, to cultivate creatively, that you can then carry over into, and I'm hearing career. So I feel like for many of you, I'm looking at this exploring different options for different, career moves and financial, speaking to worth and finances and what you do and how you do it, and how you contribute. That's what's coming up here, is sort of this, how do I want to contribute? So there's this sort of exploring these different avenues of ways that you can truly, authentically contribute in a way that fulfills you and is also supporting another party and or just your community. How can you show up? So there is this sort of evaluation of how you want to show up. And I feel like with this temperance anchoring, there has been this reinvention, and there is this sort of reinvention of yourself that's taking place. And we have the Ace of Swords reverse in the general, sort of your general energy representing you. So it feels like where you might have been overly analytical, there is this sort of impulsiveness here, this mindful impulsiveness. So it's kind of, as you're expanding and pushing those limits for yourself, as you're trying different things, and you're, there's this, and this incredible creativity that's coming in, that's sort of encasing all of these actions and activities. So that's the big picture, is sort of how to incorporate this, how to really get those creative juices flowing, how to bring that creativity into the third dimension, how to harness your own creativity. So it feels quite like a birth, quite like this process of really nurturing and bringing something, this energy, into the tangible world. And it's almost like you're not letting yourself think too much about it. Where you might sort of have overthought certain things and held yourself back, sort of reined yourself in. You're not doing that in the same way. There is this expansion that's taking place, this cutting through of old doubts and fears. You're not letting those hold you back in the same way that in the past you may have. And again, it's all as a means. It's all as a means to nurture and encourage your creativity out. So in your environment, it feels like you're finding the right things to do that. So this, for me, looks almost like that creativity, that essence of who you are, that creative source, that well within you, that creative spring. It's springing up, and I feel like this environment, the environment that you're sort of putting yourself into, it feels quite different. Or these different sort of things that you're engaging with. It could be spirituality. It could be great books, great, new community, a class, a new project, engaging with new kinds of people. It could be such a multitude of different things, but and probably is many different things. It feels almost as though like from many different places, you're trying many different things. And what is rising forward? It's sort of this phoenix rising from the ashes energy. It is this expression, this full expression. So that full expression, you're really immersing yourself in these things, in these, I want to say, studies, environments that really are encouraging you to fully express. It is so beautiful and exciting. So we have the four, in Hopes and Fears, the Four of Wands. So it's almost like the hope is that even though things might look general to a degree, there is this sense that your focus and intention will become more and more and more and more clear. So it's almost this exploration process is as a means to get more clarity. And then heading into mid-November here, we have the Ten of Cups. So it's like you've got a lot on your plate. And that clarity is behind there. We can sort of see the light behind. And the Ten of Wands typically represents this, and this right next to the sun. So that light is there. That light that clarity is right there. And it is hand in hand with this work effort, with this effort that you're putting in. And although you may not everything's visible and not everything it makes perfect sense, it's saying follow your instinct, follow that lead. So I feel like this is saying dive in, just dive in and do the work as you are. It's just continue forward with that. So I'm going to go ahead and read this from the book. And there is this sort of this releasing of what was really weighing you down in the past. So, and it's consciously, and it's taken a lot of effort, but I just feel like there are these great strides that have been made to get you to this point of true creative exploration. And honing in on where you're going and what you're cultivating. And the image is sort of like what boat you want to catch to get to where you're going. So it's almost like what vehicle you want to choose as a means to move forward. So there's sort of this exploring of what that vehicle is, sort of feeling it out. What is the right vehicle that, for me to really fully express myself authentically. Okay, so the sun, this is so exciting. And I've said this for a couple other signs, and it feels the same for you. I feel like December is really strong. There's a really strong energy coming in, and I feel even for Sagittarius, I feel like latter November is going to be, you're going to start to really feel that coming in. So, in a big way, I mean, I think many of you already do. Can already feel this immense creative and exalted energy coming in for you. Okay. The Sun. Oh, here we go. Abundance. At this time, everything is possible, and everything I need to know is illuminated. That's exactly what this is. It's sort of that light energy where you're like, oh, I can see sort of everything. Everything is possible. So at this time, everything is possible, and everything I need to know is illuminated. Projects come to fruition. Relationships flourish, and my growth is assured. This is a time of plenty. It is important that I share this abundance with others. I am deeply grateful. So yes, others is coming up strong. There is this sense of you're aligned, you're partnered up, you're supported, and there's just so much abundance coming in for you, and all of the options are illuminated, all the possibilities are coming forefront, and that's why that consciousness is probably so present for you. That's where you need to be, conscious and mindful, so you can see all of your different options and then all of your different vehicles. Like, do I want that car, that car, that car, to sort of move through this journey? Like, what do you want to choose? And then hop on, try this, see how that feels, try that, see how that feels. But you're moving and you're doing it, and it feels so wonderful and creative and inspiring and inspired. And so very, so much expression is here for you, and it's just the very beginning. So it's beautiful. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. This reading, this did feel a little bit general, so do check out your rising and your moon sign to get a more specific reading for yourself. And you can piece them together and piece together a more holistic reading for yourself. And I love you with all my heart. I love you with all my heart. Go play and explore, and that's where it's all at for you right now. So follow your excitement. I love you with all my heart, and please like, subscribe, comment. I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful for you. Have a beautiful one, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.